rate at which the meters are adjusted or they are fixed. You can buy 20,000 credit within 1 week. It will finish. Oh, they are talking of meter hours, meter hours. This is what is happening almost all over the world. Now, I pray that they meter everybody and they see the consequence.
Joe, Ajay, now you're making everybody scared.
Okay.
Now you're making Nigerians scared. Nigerians are going to start worrying now.
Okay. Check your GSM phone. Oh.
No, but you say, I don't agree with you.
Okay.
Look, if you use GSM as an example,
yeah.
If you load a credit of 1,000.
It was when we started protesting.
For 2 hours, the credit will be exhausted. And you still want to retain the credit till another day. You talk for 30 minutes. That is within your control. When in a situation whereby they just send you a bill, whether you talk for 1 hour or 30, you pay for 2 hours.
It took minutes.
There's a marked difference, big difference in that.
It took nationwide protests.
Another issue is, they said, fine, it might not, metering the customers might not have direct impact on power supply. But the point is, if you know, as a disco, if I don't supply power to my consumers, my customers, I won't get paid.
Exactly.
What will you do? You increase the effort to actually increase power supply to your consumer.
No. You see, this is where I disagree. Sorry, my brother. This is where I disagree. The 2 billion they are making now, by the time they meter everybody,
2 billion.
I'm just using it as example.
Okay.
Maybe we use one disco. By the time they meter everybody, they will not get less than 2 billion. Sorry, because we took a nationwide protest for us to even stop MTN to go into per second billing. Because if it is 1 minute, 1 second, they charge you 1 minute.
No, 2 minutes.
They charge you 2 minutes, sorry. Yeah. Then, at a stage here, we had to switch off phone, did everything to come out of it. What were we protesting? Now I'm telling you today, go and meter every home. Now find out how much they are paying now. And when you finish metering, find out, because it is easier to deal with them then, because by the time you pay 5,000 and it finishes within 1 week, your light is off. It's not like today. I'm just sounding so that those regulating should equally regulate at the pace, because this is a meter manufacturer. I agree with you, and you work with the maybe the discos. Those regulating should equally let us know what 1 minute is equal to.
How much you pay for 1 minute?
So that it's not a question of when you now meter us, since we all have meters.
Your charge per kilowatt per hour. For instance, let me use the those in Abuja, for instance, they used to pay about 13 naira or so. Now they're paying about 23 naira.
Do you monitor it?
Higher too.
When you switch on your light, do you monitor kilowatts hour? You see, I'm not scaring anybody like you said, but I'm telling you that the guys will not, they will not run this business at a loss. It's not like when you now meter, you gain. No. It is going to run at a high rate, because in some European countries, they are protesting prepaid metering in water and electricity. Because of what the investors are doing.
They will be forced to give us, because if they want to make any money, they'll be forced to give us power. Because if they don't give us, we won't pay anything.
Exactly.
It doesn't go. You are getting it wrong. This is if you use for 10 minutes, you pay. It's not a question of don't give us. For that saying. 10 minutes.
So for them to make any money, they
I
have
agree
to
with you.
Give us the power.
That 10 minutes you are paying may be the price for one month. I want you to understand this.
Okay, you're implying that the charges might be increased on their end without the knowledge.
Clearly.
So what you're asking for is a proper breakdown of how much they are charging.
Fine. And then the regulators who have here, I think they are lazy. Let me say this. And we're going to go into captive regulators. Because if the investors manage to control the regulator, then Nigeria is doomed. Sorry, because these are areas we don't look. They will tell you, oh, there's 50%, oh, there's 10%. Now, at the end of the day, you use your meter for 1 day or two. You discover that 2,000 has moved, and you are telling me if you give me supply, maybe they don't give you for 1 week again. That doesn't mean you won't pay. Whether you get for 2 hours, you have bill for 2 hours. Cumulatively, what are you paying? That's the point I'm making. It doesn't mean that if you meter everybody, what we are paying now will reduce. It's a lie.
Okay. Now we got to go now. So we want your last word on this new tariff business, Mr. Oredola.
Like I said earlier, the new tariff is okay so long as we get stable power supply and the customers...
Which you won't get.
Which is, I believe, is part of the conditions attached to approving the new tariffs in the first place.
Okay.
And all the customers are metered. In this regard, we'll be able to control what we actually consume.
Okay. So,
so the challenge now, excuse me, the challenge now is for NEC to actually monitor the activity of the discos and ensure that they play their own parts, because the government have played their own parts. Thank you.
Well, I think we have to balance social service with economic activity. It's important the investor must recoup his profit, but not at the expense of the consumer. And government has a big role here to provide electricity to Nigerians. The old policy that government has no business in business, you see that it has failed. And then we can no longer look and say, let it happen. We have to balance marketing. Yes, 45% may be better if achieved instrumentally, and then which has to go with improve in power generation, supply, metering, and all whatnot. But
so
if
it
comes,
to be holistic.
Yes, if it comes with a big bang, that's where people are protesting. However, the investor must equally recoup his investment.
Okay. Let's just see some of these tweets that have come in here. Abu Hawa says, believe me, I'm better with estimated bill than prepaid. I have tasted both.
Okay.
Patrick Obano says, I'm getting confused with this 45% increase because I have a 3-phase meter residential. Last year I bought 15 Naira plus, and now I buy at 28 Naira plus. Process advocate says, I disagree with your guess. Metering everyone is the way to go. Consumers are being cheated at the moment with estimated bills.
I agree with
and
you.
Akim at DBC says, finally, I bought credit of over 11,000 Naira last month. I don't have AC or water heater. Light wasn't constant.
God bless you.
Well, the opinions of Nigerians out there concerning the electricity tariff, and in the studio we had the pleasure of the insights of Mr. Joe Ajero, a labor leader, as well as those of Mr. Kama Oredola, who is the Chief Operating Officer, Electricity Meter Manufacturing Company. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Sunrise will return in just a moment with another very interesting conversation. Make sure you join us.